Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Hello dear friends, welcome to this first lecture of Module 6 on tunnels and methods of tunneling, treatments and anchoring of geological strata. In previous discussions, we have elaborated about one of engineering structures like dam and forces acting on dam. And now the main aspect to discuss in this lecture are the about tunnels, component of tunnels, parameters for classification of tunnels and different types of tunnels. In this module and in these lectures we are going to discuss about tunnel and classification of tunnels. Regarding this we are going to cover about tunnels and its significance, elements of tunnels, parameters used for classification and classification of tunnels. Friends, as you know, tunnels are underground space structures responsible for various types of societal activities. It is very important structure for transportation, movement of peoples, for hydropower generation and others. Therefore, every country is pursuing for development of tunnels. As far as the concept of tunnel is concerned, the tunnels and underground space structures were probably first developed by our ancestors in historical past, such as Stone Age person who required to make their cave shelters larger by extension. Later on, this concept was expanded and come in form of tunnels. The Babylonians used tunnels extensively for irrigation. Egyptians and Babylonians constructed tunnels about 4,000 years back with a length of 9-10 meters, with width of 36 mm and height of the 4,500 mm. In year 1994, a 50-meter long tunnel was constructed to connect Britain and France, and thereafter there are lot of changes and lot of activities concerned to tunnel were performed in different countries throughout the world. Friends, now we are going to elaborate what is a tunnel. So tunnel is a horizontal or slightly inclined passageway excavated through the subsurface rock strata or unconsolidated material like soil, open to ground surface at the two end. Here you can see this one end and another end. This cartoon represents the tunnel in rock strata and here tunnel in soil strata, soil layers. Friends, as you know, the tunnels are utilized for generation of electricity from water in hydropower sector to improve the head of water in shortest route, and then tunnels are also utilized as a conduits for carrying irrigation water, sewage carriage and water supply. Then transportation of things or goods concerned to the road or rail traffic through the shortest passage and cross the different type of obstacles, different type of danger zone in interest of safety of man and society. As far as elements of tunnels are concerned, you can see this is the horizontal view of the tunnels. This opening at one end recognized as inlet portal, on another side exit recognized as outlet portal. This upper surface exposed in tunnel is recognized as roof, and the bottom surface exposed to the tunnel provide the base to the tunnel is recognized as floor. The rock strata lying above the tunnels we are going to recognize as overlying rock strata, and the soil layers overlying on the surface of the overlying rocks is recognized as soil or overburden. For maintenance and other purpose, we are going to make some horizontal cuts here recognized as a drift or adit, and the vertical opening for the maintenance and repair work is recognized as shaft. If we are going to take section along any point, then we are getting this type of section. This is the opening of the tunnel, and this opening here, the vertical sides we are recognizing as wall structure. Then this curved part, arch area, we are going to recognize as arch. Then the central line we are going to recognize as tunnel axis, and the maximum or apex point we are going to recognize as crown or roof. This whole part is a roof, and this point is maximum curvature point, and we are recognized as the crown of the tunnel. The lower portion at the bottom side we are going to recognize as floor or invert, where this vertical wall going to meet with this arch is recognized as spring line. You can see here these 2 points are recognized as spring lines. As per definition, the crown is a very simple roof of tunnel or roof of opening. Then the invert is a floor of a tunnel or the bottom side of tunnel. Spring line of tunnel is the meeting point of the roof arch and the side walls. Adit is a drift which provides passage for entry of men and machinery to conduct tunneling work in additional phases or for minor repair work. Drift is a small length tunnel that is bored nearly at the same level or close to the main tunnel lines. You can see here main tunnel lines for the purpose of visual observation and instrumentation test for the rock mass quality with respect to tunneling condition. Shaft, as you can observe here, shafts are the vertical passages from the ground to the tunnel for maintenance work or for emergency exit work, etc. So we are having the elements like crown, like invert, like spring lines, like adit. Adit is horizontal opening close associated with this tunnel. Then this inlet portal, outlet portal, then the drift, then we have vertical opening and floor and wall, etc. If we are going to categorize tunnels, then the parameter utilized for characterization or grouping of tunnels is the first point purposes, second alignment, third host material, shape and size, location, nature of entry and condition here belonging to this location, submerged tunnel and at shallow level or deep level. Based on purpose, if we are going to categorize tunnel, we can broadly categorize tunnel number 1, conveyance tunnel, and then water conveyance tunnel, then traffic tunnel, and then hydraulic tunnel. Concerned to the conveyance tunnels, we can categorize as the sewer tunnel, water supply tunnel and hydraulic tunnel. This hydraulic tunnel can be further divided as power tunnel, irrigation tunnel, diversion tunnel and spillway tunnel. The same categories we are getting here. These belongs to this. The traffic tunnel, this point is covering under this point 1. The traffic tunnel is a highway tunnel, railway tunnel, pedestrian tunnel, navigation tunnel and the subway tunnel is concerned to the social traffic. As we have already discussed, based on purposes, the convenience tunnels we have already elaborated. Sewer tunnels, as the name indicates, it is utilized for the movement of the sewers material. Then the water supply tunnel utilized for supply of water to domestic communities or for industrial use. Then the generation of the hydroelectric power, therefore the tunnels utilized as the hydroelectric power tunnel. Then we have concept we have already discussed about the highway tunnel, railway tunnel, pedestrian tunnel, navigation tunnel, etc. You can see a view of this tunnel utilized for the supply of water, and here you can see the traffic tunnel. Hydraulic tunnel is defined as the work of these tunnels are associated only with the passage of water, and this passage of water can be utilized for the generation of power to supply water to hydroelectric power project, particularly in powerhouse or the turbine room. This type of tunnel which are going to connect the reservoir site to the powerhouse site is recognized as power tunnel. You can see this power tunnel. This is generally circular in nature. Then irrigation tunnel is going to provide supply of the water. You can see the view of the irrigation tunnel. This irrigation tunnel is going to facilitate the water from the storage behind a barrier or dam for irrigation purpose. So it means the irrigation tunnel is going to facilitate the supply of water from the reservoir side to the agricultural field through canals and others. After the supply of water through this tunnel, then the outlet side we are having some channels and some canals and other for distribution of water to the agricultural field. In addition to this, we have diversion tunnel. You can see the water from the source area. This tunnel serves the temporary purpose of the river diversion for dam construction or for construction of any engineering structures require some clear area, clear and dry area. For this purpose, we are going to develop tunnels that are utilized as diversion tunnel, are called as diversion tunnel. Then the spillway tunnels, the release of excess water from the dam side or storage side or reservoir side. The spillway tunnels are constructed for release of water from the reservoir if the site is not suitable for release of water through the tailwater side in normal condition. Then we are going to provide this type of tunnels almost vertical or at high angle to release the water from reservoir side towards a specified site of the project. Based on alignment, if we are going to categorize tunnels on the basis of alignment, on the basis of inclination of the structure, then we can divide the tunnels as off-spur tunnel, saddle or base tunnel, then slope tunnel and spiral tunnel. Then what is the off-spur tunnel? The off-spur tunnel is the short length tunnel to negotiate minor local obstacles like forest zone, like mine fire zone, like any danger zone, like landslide zone, etc., which cannot be followed with the permitted curves. You can see the view. This is the short tunnels going to facilitate the movement of safe movement of traffic for a short distance to avoid the impact of the overlying dangerous or hazardous zone. Saddle tunnels, you can see here the view. These are constructed in the valley along the natural slope and they are mainly constructed for the transportation purpose. Railway tracks and roads can be constructed through these saddle tunnels and they are one of main type of tunnel for the transportation, utilized for the transportation purpose. You can see this type of tunnel is going to follow the natural slope. You can see here the next type of tunnel, slope tunnel, and these include the tunnels that are constructed in steep hills, and these types of tunnels are also used for the transportation purpose or the movement of the traffic. Then as the name indicates, spiral tunnels, you can see this spiral tunnel is utilized to cover the mountainous area at different levels. For making the route shorter, the spiral tunnels generally constructed, and these include the tunnels that are provided in narrow valley in form of the loops in the interior of the mountains to cover the distance in shortest time and shortest route. Based on shape of tunnels, it is a technical point. We have to elaborate carefully and in detail. Based on the shape of tunnels, we are able to categorize tunnel as a D-shaped tunnel, as circular tunnel, as horseshoe tunnel, as rectangular tunnel, and elliptical or X-shaped tunnel. Then what is the characteristic? The D-shaped tunnel, in case of this D-shaped tunnel, you can see here, and you can observe this type of structures also in English structure in India and throughout the world. They are expert in constructing the arch structures to transfer the load from the top portion whole load to the piers or walls associated with this arch type of structure. This concept is a very excellent concept for distribution of load in engineering structure. So here, as this structure is sufficient strong to bear the load and distribute or transfer the load to the walls which are strong enough to bear. Therefore, the risk of failure or collapse caused by the external pressure from the water or loose unstable soil condition on the tunnel lining is non-existent. And these type of tunnel roofs are also called as the segmented roof, takes up all the load and distribute it to the straight wall, and this type of tunnel is suitable for the subway tunnels. It is economical also, and simple structures useful for suitable subway. Next is a circular tunnel, and circular tunnel you can see a view of the circular tunnel. This shape of tunnel is strong in offering resistance to external pressure. Therefore, we are utilizing for the release of water through this type of tunnel. So, as the shape of tunnel, circular shape of tunnel is able to withstand the high external pressure caused by water or water bearing soil or the soft ground. Therefore, the shape is not suitable for rail and roadways, as more filling will be required to provide a flat surface on this inward side, because for making the road we require some plain surface. So filling of the huge material is required to make the surface plain. This type of circular structure, circular cross-sectional tunnel is well utilized as sewer pipeline to transport oils and transport water and facilitate release of water, etc. Then horseshoe shaped tunnel is a very suitable type of tunnel, is close to the D-shaped tunnel and close to the circular tunnel. You can see here the shape of opening of such tunnel is similar to the horseshoe structure. This type of shape having semicircular roof with arch sided, you can see here arch sided and curved inward. Best shape for traffic purpose, railway and roadways, and the performance concerned to the safety is also very suitable for such purpose like railways and roadways. And this structure can withstand the external and internal pressures, and therefore this type of tunnel has advances in form of combined advantage of the D-shaped and circular tunnel. Therefore, for the traffic tunnels we are preferring this type of horseshoe tunnel. Rectangular shaped tunnel, this type of tunnels we are having limited in number. The rectangular types of tunnel are suitable for the good to excellent quality of rock strata, hard in nature, not going to show any type of failure or damages, inherent damages, and this is suitable for the short distance and utilized at the pedestrian passage or pedestrian way. This type of construction is a costly in nature in comparison to the other type. Therefore, for long tunnels we are not going to prefer this type of rectangular tunnel. Elliptical shaped tunnels are the egg-shaped tunnel, and these tunnels are best suited for the sewage lines, as it is having a self-cleaning velocity in dry weather, and the shape has this type of facilities. These tunnels can resist both internal and external pressure caused by release of sewage and others. These are the sources from which we have taken this figure for explanation purpose only. Based on type of host material, in view of host material, constituents of the host material, rock material or loose material, if the tunnel is constructed in rock strata, then we are going to recognize as tunnels in rock strata. And if the tunnel is created in soft material, then we are going to recognize a tunnel is the soft soily ground, and the tunnel may be in soft soily ground in natural condition, or maybe in dry condition, or maybe in saturated condition. So therefore the tunnel in water bearing soil we are going to recognize as tunnels in water bearing soil. Slightly the water bearing soil technically weaker than the soil at the natural moisture condition or in dry nature. So keeping in view the nature of the host material, we are going to categorize tunnel basically in two categories, but on the basis of soils we are going to divide the tunnel in soft ground or soily ground in two categories: the tunnels in the natural soil and tunnel in the water bearing soil. Based on location, we can categorize tunnel as the ground tunnel. As the name indicate, it is present in geological ground or geoground, or in rock strata or in soil mass, and located in the continental side. And another is the submarine tunnels located in underwater are partially water and partially land. So marine tunnels, we are nowadays having some examples of marine tunnels, successful marine tunnels or undersea tunnels. Based on nature of opening, we can categorize tunnels in three categories. One is a single opening, another is a twin opening or double opening of the same nature. Then we have multiple opening utilized as we have already seen in case of divergent tunnel. Twin tunnels generally we prefer in traffic tunnels, as one side as exit and another side for return, forward movement of the traffic and return movement of the traffic. And a view of this type of tunnels we have already discussed and I have shown to you. You can see this twin type of tunnels. One is for forward movement, another is for backward movement. So in view of the opening, we can categorize single opening, twin opening, double opening and multiple opening of different nature. Twin opening of the same shape and other identical in shape. Based on cover, if you see the tunnels throughout your railway journey, you can see some of the tunnels you are going to encounter through your visit through road or rail. This roof is covered by the overlying strata we are going to recognize as tunnel or covered tunnels. In some cases, this upper roof part is not present, then we are going to recognize as a half tunnel. If this extension or height of this type of structure is less, then we are going to recognize as trench. Trench is not belonging to category of tunnels. These materials I have prepared from the book of Engineering Geology written by Gangopadhyay S. in 2030 and published by Oxford University publication. It is a good book and thick book, pages ranging from 1 to 549. Then partially support from the well FG written Engineering Geology book in 2007 having page 1 to 551. Partial support by the Engineering Geology written by Professor D.V. Reddy in 2016 having this book also having page 1 to 410. Then partial support from the Foundation of Engineering Geology book written in 2018 by the Waltham T. And the figures I have taken from the website, from the KP structures, from the flickrs.com and for the quera.com, etc. In conclusion, we can say that the tunnels are the short route for various purposes. Number of parameters such as purpose, location, shape, alignment, opening, cover, host material, etc. we are going to utilize for categorization of tunnel in different category. The tunnels can be categorized in various types, depends on the purpose, geometry, shape, opening, cover, etc. as we have already discussed in case of parameters. The tunnels are principally used for traffic, generation of hydroelectricity, supply of water and release of water for various domestic and industrial purpose, etc. These are the significance of the tunnels utilized for society throughout the world. Therefore, every country have tunnel facilities for various purposes and for various utility. Dear friends, in this class we have discussed about tunnels, parameter used for classification of tunnel, rest kinds of aspects we are going to discuss in our next class. Thank you.